Welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I'm Dutch. I am in and around Denver, and we're doing a Sunday night one because I know I've been slacking because I've been playing a lot of Harry Potter. And if you guys haven't been tuning into the Harry Potter, you've missed out. And that's your fault, not mine, because I put a lot of effort into being awesome at Harry Potter. And I put a lot of effort into that's it, not this. Um, so yeah, see where it goes. You're welcome. Yeah, so we're doing Sunday. Quick announcement though. This week coming up, since I have neglected you guys, and I probably will continue to for a little bit, just because I'm not done with Hogwarts. We might have some Destiny stuff in the works. This week, you're going to get some daily doses, but also you might get Higgins and AK all day. You know that kid from Alaska? And Higgins, not together. Well, shit. We might try and get them together. I'll have to set up, I don't know how I would set up it for viewing purposes, but that might be fun. But we're definitely going to have two separate podcasts with them, maybe one together. I just don't know if I can handle that. Okay? That will definitely be a shot to my psyche. Because I can see now they're just going to gang up on me and shit around for a while. I don't want that. This is my podcast. Like Higgins and AK have been making, our thumbnails, and so far they have done a fantastic job. They're actually in a competition of who can do best, and right now Higgins is winning by a landslide. So AK needs to step it the fuck up. Like it's time to bring your aim game. You guys were giving me like D and C. Higgins brought it to B. AK, I need your A game, man. If you guys want me to send you what each other has been making, I will not do that. You need to go watch it on YouTube so we can get likes and subscribes. But so the point is, Higgins has been making some of these thumbnails, and we haven't used all of them because it's him dominating me. He's literally got him like an Adonis, muscles and everything, shirtless, grilling my head. This is the Dutch and Denver podcast. This is not the Hollywood Higgins fucks with Dutch podcast. So if you guys are going to be in my employment, I'm going to need a little bit more me, a little less you. You're the co-host. I'm the host. And I'm calling you both out. Maybe not Dave as much. Dave's really been, or AK, whatever. Yeah, he doesn't care. Has really been on board with the whole my show. He just makes it better. Higgins is trying to take over. I mean, I get it. He's Hollywood. And that's what Hollywood people do. Is they just inject their own shit into things and make us all sad. But no mas. So yeah, you guys are in competition right now. Hey, speaking of friendly competition, have you guys heard about this Tiger thing? Tiger Woods? So he's at the Genesis Open. Okay. And El Tigre is paired with Justin Thomas one day. Okay. No back history on this. Justin and El Tigre are buddies. They prank each other. Okay. They do stuff as jokes to each other. Friendly competition. From what I understand, the one they play in Florida where, like Tiger and his kid play, Tiger and Charlie play, and then Thomas's dad play. I guess like one time Thomas or his dad hit the ball in the sand off the drive, and there was a handwritten note by Charlie poking fun at it. Okay? Just, pranks they do amongst each other because they play golf together a lot. Okay? So at the Genesis Open, Tiger pranked Justin Thomas. Um, they were on, I don't know what tee, doesn't really matter, but Tiger hit a bomb, a good drive, real far, all like that. And then Thomas hit one and didn't quite outdrive Tiger. Didn't hit it as far as Tiger. Okay? So Tiger did something that if you didn't have a 10 times zoom camera like some fucking nerd, you would have never seen it. You would have never known about it. It wasn't meant for you. Okay? This was between them. What happened though is, they're walking off the tee box, and you know how you shake like a maitre d's hand or something, and you slip them like a 5 or a 20 to get a better table, or that's how you tip a driver, or how you inconspicuously tip anyone. You kind of palm the money, shake their hand, and drop it in there. Okay, it's a guy thing. Trust me, that's how it works. So what Tiger does is rolling off this tee box inconspicuously. Remember, Tiger outdrove Justin Thomas. Inconspicuously passes Thomas a tampon. I think that's probably one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen or heard about in my life. That's fucking hilarious. Okay? That's what guys do. Maybe women do it. I don't know. But that was absolutely hilarious. It was perfect timing. Because, sometimes if you have a birdie putt and you hit it a little bit short, because you never want to hit a birdie putt short. Again, it's like an old adage, whatever. You say, hit it harder, Sally. We always make jokes about being a girl. That's the way that it works amongst pranks, jokes with competitive friends. Okay? So, Tiger outdrives Thomas and, walking on the tee box, slips in the tampon. That is one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever heard in my life. Thomas laughed. Tiger laughed. Everybody laughed. Except the little bitch who took the photo and everybody who was then offended. If you're offended by that, fuck you. You are the problem with this entire world. First of all, that prank wasn't for you, okay? You weren't involved in it in any way. It wasn't meant to be seen unless some little douchebag, whoever took the picture, I don't know, he's on there. But, hiding in a bush is like, oh, I'm going to zoom in on his hands like a fucking nerd, okay? None of that was for you. It wasn't even for me. I probably wouldn't have known about it unless that little guy was, back there taking pictures like some pussy. But now that I do know about it, I think it's fucking hilarious. I think they should do it more. Okay? I don't know how you would do it, but maybe if you had a bra hidden in your golf bag and next time you just pull it out and dangle it, that would be funny. If you're offended by that, fuck you. This isn't for you. You're the piece of shit that's offended by everything. And no one gives a crap anymore what you think. Everybody cares what we think. We're teachers. Yeah, I know. But, no, seriously. No one cares anymore, and I don't care. And I'm not going to do this anymore. I've said this many times, but I'm going to start going hard after this. I don't fucking care that you're offended anymore. Unless you should actually be offended. And then I will be too. But if I'm not offended, you should not be. Because you're a little bitch. And like everyone says, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Now, I don't know if the tampon pass falls under sticks or stones or words, but again, it's none of your fucking business. So shut your goddamn mouth and be quiet. Again, I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen, or one of them. Okay? Absolutely hilarious. I wish they would do more of that. Well, I'm sure they do it all the time. You just don't see it because you don't have some little bitch in the woods trying to catch you doing something bad. I did it in sports. In baseball, we used to all the time. If you hit a fly ball that was caught on the warning track, so it wasn't quite a home run or a base hit, we would mock even our own teammates. We would mock more so the other team, but we would mock you and we would chant warning track power. We'd out Sally and Susie and all that. Okay, you're not quite good enough to get out of the play field or out of the park, so you had warning track power. You were a little bitch. And we did that. That's what we did. Nobody recorded us in high school and college and like, these guys are so mean. Frankly, because we didn't have that kind of shit back in the day. But it's what we did. It's like, you leave a birdie putt short. Call him Sally. In baseball, you can't hit it all the way over the fence. Call you a girl's name and mock you with warning track power. I mean, it's just. I mean, what the fuck? This is how it works in sports. And that is the first reason, not the first, probably like the third reason why men and women should not play sports together. Unless it is intramural. Okay? Men are better at women than sports. And that's just an unbelievable fact. And if you don't believe that, all the trannies who are now in women's swimming and stuff like that are destroying the women. So yeah, we're not going to get into that. Because this is not a discussion about trannies. This is a discussion about Tiger Woods played a joke, and you all are pissed about it, and you all are a bunch of fucking losers. Rethink your goddamn lives. So Nike, I think it was Nike that made Tiger apologize. And while I know they're a sponsorship deal that is long and close to Tiger, part of me wishes Tiger said, fuck you, I'm not doing that. But then Tiger's smarter than most of us. And he was like, okay, if you were offended, I'm sorry. And he said it so condescendingly, it was almost perfect. It was like, well, if you're dumb enough to be offended by this, fuck yourself. Which I love that. And people are like, well, it's not an apology. Of course it's not an apology. He has nothing to be sorry for. It was funny. Like, really fucking funny. I told my mom, and like she didn't hear about it at all. And I told her what happened. I built it up like I did here. It's like they're playing golf. They play jokes on each other all the time. Tiger out drove Justin, and then walking off the tee box. Tiger hands Justin like a tampon covertly. She busts out laughing. She thought it was fucking funny. She, a woman, thought it was hilarious. She gets that. She's not an offended little bitch about everything. Stop that. You guys are annoying. Like, it's not even. Again, it's annoying. Okay, and I'm done with it. Gypsy says you can't say the F word. Yes, I can. Okay, I'm not gonna say it now because I don't have those. And she doesn't mean fuck. So I say fuck a fucking lot. But she's like, you can't say the F word. Yes, I can. Or she can't. She says I can't say retarded. Yes, I can. If you're offended by the word retarded, it's your fault. And you are retarded. And I don't mean retarded like mentally disabled. I mean retarded like you're a piece of shit. And you're a pain in everyone's ass. Kind of like we used to, back in the day, be like, dude, that's gay. We didn't mean it was actually gay. Okay? It was just a dumb thing that people did, and we called them, that's gay. Okay? So I'm going to keep saying that. That's gay. You're retarded. And the F word when it comes up. Okay? Because fuck you guys. I do what I want. Again, I thought it was fucking hilarious. Now, moving on, there was there's a news story too with this, that there was a quote Olympic great who's pissed off at Tiger and calling him out over this. And when I saw the headline, it was like and then it didn't finish. I was like, Michael Jordan, Olympic? I would have called him NBA great, and then you open it, it's not Michael Jordan. Because I think Michael Jordan saw that and was fucking laughing too. Like, that shit's funny. Fuck you, people who are offended. But it was actually Michael Johnson, Olympic great. And yeah, I know. I had to figure out who the fuck he was too. Because no one cares about you. And let me explain. He was a sprinter. And he said that Tiger's thing was in poor taste and all that, and that Tiger's never been a leader. Well, let's dissect a little bit of that. A, it wasn't in poor taste. You're a little bitch. Shut up. B, Tiger doesn't really need to be a leader. He doesn't play on a team. Well, Dutch, what about the Ryder Cup? What about the Ryder Cup? Okay. Ryder Cup, yes. I'm pretty sure when Tiger was on it and captain, they did pretty good. So he led then. But in a solitary sport, you don't necessarily have to be a leader because you're not on a team. You kind of do whatever you want. That's kind of what Tiger's done. He's just been awesome for a long time. So, Michael Johnson, you can shut up because your only claim to fame is you're pretty good at exercising. You're a good runner. And us real athletes aren't trying to be the best at exercising, to quote Kenny Powers. So you can shut the fuck up. Secondly, are you a big leader in running? That team sport? That's what about the relay? I don't think he won anything in the relay. I think he was a sprinter and he did the 100-yard by himself. What? Did he represent America? Let us. No, he didn't. I don't know who the fuck he was. If I have to Google your name and it's related to sports, you're about as irrelevant as it could possibly get. I know sports. I mean, real sports. Again, not trying to be the best at exercising sports, but yeah, real sports. And if I don't know your name, your opinion probably matters about as much as mine does, except just a little less. And wait, this is why my opinion means more. Is because I'm not in the position of a professional athlete, okay? It's like, and we might as well bring the Avs in this too, okay? The Avalanche are right now, for their position in the game, mediocre, in my opinion, okay? They're not the best team. They're not the worst team. But on paper, they should be the best team. But their problem is that their goalie is fucking trash. And I mean specifically Georgiev. Okay? Now, I tweet about this all the time, how bad Georgiev is and how much I dislike him. And normally no one says anything. But then some random Twitter feller who, his name is like Brian942276543321. It's got a bunch of numbers at the end of it. Tweets me a bunch of statistical crap. Okay? So, that tells me right there you haven't watched any of the games. You literally just Googled statistics. And this is what I mean. Is while statistically Georgiev might not be the worst goalie in the league, if you watch the games, he fucking is. Because again, if you get a shutout when the Avs score 50 goals in a game, great. Thank you. You got the shutout. But again, you could have given up, 25 goals and the Avs still score 50. Again, hyperbole, but calm down here. Okay? So it really didn't matter against your stats. Okay? But, when we're in a dogfight and we get 1 or 2 goals and you decide to give up 5, that's what I'm talking about, that you're shitty. Also, you don't watch the games. The man can't move left to right. Georgiev cannot stop a puck at the left post and move to the right for a rebound. They'll score every time. He cannot do it, and I don't understand why. Okay? He's out of position more than he is in position. So again, your stats don't mean dick to me. Dan Marino had great stats. Okay? Guy's got a ton of yards, ton of touchdowns, all that. Do you know how many Super Bowls Dan Marino has? Fucking 0. Okay? Dan Marino has never won a Super Bowl, and some people would consider him one of maybe top 10 quarterback of all time based on stats. Stats mean very little, okay? There's one stat that means something, and there's only one, okay? And let me tell you what that is. Wins and losses. That's the only stat that matters, and that's a team stat unless you play an individual sport. It's like baseball. And I've shit on this, and I will more this season. StatCast is the dumbest goddamn thing in the history of the world. I don't care how hard you hit a line drive to the shortstop. It's still an out. I don't care how far or fast you hit a home run because it's still worth one run. Gotcha, what if people are on base? Okay. Your home run is still only worth one run. Now, your RBIs are the people on base. There's your statistics for you, fucking third grade tool bag. But yeah, they're trying to make the game more interesting, and we'll get into the baseball thing later because I've been putting it off for a little bit, but we will. New rules, things like that. The point is that stats don't always tell the story. And people who don't know sports go to the stats. Okay? If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you Google the stats. So anyone who ever presents me with stats, I automatically are like, okay, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're an idiot. You don't actually watch the games or anything like that. Because again, the stats, again, they say some things, but they don't say everything. Again, baseball, perfect example. It doesn't matter if you can throw a ball 104. If it has no movement to it and you can't change speeds, they're going to hit that ball out of the park. They're professional fucking baseball players. People are like, well, this guy throws the hardest in baseball. Yeah, he also walks every other guy. And when he's not walking him, he's giving up jacks. So back to Gorgiev. His stats may look okay. And again, this guy sent me some dumb. All right. You know what? We might as well just bring up dipshit's tweet. Oh, so this guy is his tag is Texas 9639764. No picture. And while he has no followers, he doesn't follow anyone. That's fine. I don't judge you on based on followers and stuff like that on Twitter. It just seems like a new account. But he sends me this money puck graph that is NHL goaltending leaders. Okay, all situations probably wrong. All teams this season, and minimum games played is one game. And Gorgiev is over here at, ninth. Well, first of all, let me tell you something about this. Ninth isn't good enough, bitch. Okay? Unless you're first, I will complain about you every single time you fuck up. Because I expect the best out of the defending Stanley Cup champions. That's usually how champions work. I even expect the best out of non-defending Stanley Cup champions when they're my team. I expect the best out of the Broncos. They fucking suck. That's why I hate them. Because I expect them to be the best. I expect them to go 17-0, and they don't. And I shit on them. That's called being a sports fan. And when they suck, I lay it on thick because they're pieces of shit. And fuck them. All right, so Gorgiev, games played, about average. Goals against, I'd say higher than average. Expected goals against. Now, who sets that number? Who is the asshole that's like, well, I expect this person to have X amount of goals against based upon blah, blah, blah. A statistic. Fucking stupid. Pointless number. So, you know what, Texas, kiss my ass. Goals saved above expected. So again, the expected goals against, in my opinion, is an arbitrary number your ass just pulled out of the fucking air. Because, I mean, they're all over the map, and I think it's probably a ratio like games played based on last year and things like that. Okay? But again, it doesn't really matter because if the Avs are up by 10 and you still give up 9 goals, statistically, it's not the worst. And we don't have statistics about goals scored out of position, shit you should have stopped, things like that. Now, again, well, Dutch, what do you know about hockey? I mean, I know a fair bit. I also have watched lots of goalies be able to move left to right. Gorgiev can't. I've also watched lots of goalies block a puck with their chest, it falls in front of them, and they dive and cover it. Gorgiev thinks it went behind him, and he gets scored on. That's not in the stats. Situational awareness. What the fuck's going on around you? Those aren't in the stats, little Texas. Okay? So don't send me this shit. I'm not going to respond. I'm going to talk about you on here. Goals saved above expected per 60. What the fuck does that even mean? Stats aren't everything, guys. Like, actually watch today. Perfect example. Gorgiev, it should have been 5-1. Avs should have won that game. Except they had to win 6-5 because their goalie is fucking useless. He's bad at being a goalie. Okay? Now we can discuss why he's still in net. He's under contract. He's the starter. First year starter, by the way. People are complaining like, he back in February or June or whatever fucking month, he did 12 games in a row. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but when Patrick Waugh played, he didn't need a break every 2 weeks. Or the way the NHL set up 12 games is probably 3 weeks. He didn't need a break every 3 weeks to fuck around and let 6 other guys do it for him for a little bit. 12 starts in a row wasn't unheard of. I don't want to hear about your stats, okay? Because stats don't mean anything. Unless it's wins and losses. That's what fucking matters to me. Wins and losses. Gorgiev has pretty good win and loss, Dutch. Not good enough, man. We're not in first place in all of NHL. When we're there, talk to me. Because the talent that team has, no one should be even close. What about Landeskog? He's out. Yeah. He's out. And he was out last year. And we did fine. What about Makar? We talked about that. How the Avs get no calls. Makar has literally been punched in the face and crushed, body slammed or whatever in the head the past 2 games. And no one has said shit. So yeah, maybe that's the NFL or the NHL should address that. But they don't want to because we're flyover Denver. Idiots. If you want to come at me about sports, you can fuck yourselves. It's irritating as shit. You people think your teams are good. I guess it's NBA All-Star Weekend, and no one has paid attention to any of it. Higgins hasn't even filled me in. So, completely irrelevant and fucking pointless. We'll do one more sports thing. And this is just for AK or Dave, whatever you want to call him. So remember last time he was on and we were arguing about how like I could punch an NFL player and they would just fall down and cry looking for a flag? Well, Davey, I have a story just for you about this. I guess Greg Hardy, who's an ex-NFL player, thought it would be a good idea for him to join a bare knuckle boxing MMA type of thing. And he gets his ass knocked out in his first fight immediately, blah, 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 all that. Now, I haven't seen the video because I don't care that much, but this just proves my point that ex-NFL player, bare knuckle, punch in the face, falls down, gets knocked out, probably got up looking for a flag. So, AK, I stand by my point. I could fight them. And if you do look at the video or the screenshot, he's way bigger than the other guy. He just sucks because he's a little bitch. He's been in the NFL so long that, you know, you only play 5-6 minutes of a 1-hour game. And then if anyone touches you, there's a flag. Okay, so Dave, bring it on, buddy. I could fight an NFL player. Easy. One punch in the nose, they'll fall on the ground. They're like, where's the flag? What's wrong with me? But my statistics are so good. Why did Dutch beat me? Because you're a bitch. Not Dave. Dave's not. Dave's scary. We talked about this. I think I fought Dave once and I might have cried. That was probably after I peed my pants. I don't know. Who knows how that worked out? You guys want to talk about how your president, dipshit Grandpa Pudding? All right, so this is just, I mean, it's because we got nothing else to talk about, and then we'll just wipe this crap up. We we weren't going to get involved in Ukraine, but yet we did because we sent them billions of dollars and a bunch of tanks and all that stuff. And I've argued since the beginning that, the guy is just as bad as Putin. He's just in a smaller, shittier country. So you should just let those two fuck around and do whatever they want. Okay? Because nobody cares. Except the liberals who, have their Ukraine flag in their fucking profile. And I stand with Ukraine. No, you don't. Okay? You're just an idiot. But Grandpa Pudding has decided that the United States is going to pay for Ukrainian pensions and welfare. So I don't know if you know what that means, but that means we're going to spend taxpayer dollars from American citizens. Think about that. Taxpayer dollars from American citizens. We're going to send to Ukraine, not in like a military defense kind of way, so Russia doesn't win, but in a, hey, here's a bunch of welfare kind of way, like our country. Now, everybody is bitching. Well, not everybody, because the liberals are like, oh, it's just so nice of them to do that. And then the guys on the right are like, well, we have so many people that don't have welfare here and are starving. So now I have two problems. All right, if you're on the right and you're making that argument, like we have a bunch of, people suffering in America, you can kiss my fucking ass, dipshit. You're supposed to be on my team where we're against welfare and against pensions and against all that. Private pensions, fine. Government pensions, if deserved, fine. Welfare, fuck off. That stuff needs to end. Indefinite welfare is not a thing. Okay? So if you're on the right and you're finally bitching about this, but like we're spending money in Ukraine, but we don't spend money here on people in America, but yet we're fighting not to spend money on entitlements. Fuck yourself. Stand by that. We shouldn't spend money on American assholes or Ukrainian assholes. Why don't you go with that podium, you dumb fuck? That's the reason that nobody wants to be conservative or Republican anymore, is because you guys can't get your heads out of your ass long enough to have a coherent thought. Now, while the liberals have the most batshit crazy ideas, at least they're all on the same fucking page. That's the most irritating thing, is that the Republicans don't know left from right, up from down, fucking anything. They're the most discombobulated idiots on the face of this planet. Now, the liberals are the dumbest people on this planet. It's just they are a cohesive group of fucking morons. The Republicans are an uncohesive group of fucking morons. The liberals are a cohesive group of fucking morons. At least the liberals get together and like, okay, we're going to hate everything white. And we're going to blur the lines of men and women. And we're going to do this, this, and this. And they do that. The Republicans are like, well, we're going to fight amongst each other. We're going to shove our heads so far up our assholes we can taste what we had for dinner the night before. No, that's not far enough. We're going to shove our heads so far up our assholes we can taste what we're currently eating via the asshole, kind of like South Park. We're going to believe in lower taxes, but one of them's not going to, and the other one isn't, and the other one isn't. And then we're going to not support Ukraine, but then we're going to bitch about this. We're not going to do the most discombobulated group of fucking morons on the face of this planet. Goes against the most organized group of fucking morons on this planet. For the record, I don't think we should be doing anything with Ukraine. If Russia wants to fucking destroy them, fine. Yeah. Let them figure it out. And if Russia can't get it done, fine. Let somebody else come to their aid. Why does it always have to be us? But then the liberals are always bitching like America's not the world police. Well, apparently we are, and we're the world treasury when it fits an agenda. Consistency, assholes. God, you people piss me off. Get a job, hippies. NASCAR's stupid too. The Daytona 500 went into overtime. Guys, let me explain something to you real quick. Overtime is extra time. In a game that has a time limit, that's overtime. You drive a race car, you drive miles or kilometers, doesn't matter. But the Daytona 500 is 500 miles. When the 500 miles is over, the race is over. And then people will wonder why I think racing's stupid. We're going to overtime because we can't end on a caution. I get that. You used to end on a caution, and now you can't because fans didn't like it. I get that. Don't call it overtime. Anything else? Extra miles, anything else. You know, in tennis, they don't call it overtime. They call it a tie break. You know why? Because you're tied and you're trying to break it. Overtime is for games that are timed. This isn't timed. This is a distance kind of thing. Personally, I say if you went the distance, caution or not, end at 500. Whoever crosses the finish line first at the end of 500 miles fucking wins. That's how a race works. Now, I understand. I do get. You have to clear the track for cautions. Because if you have a big wreck and there's shit all over the place, you need to clean it off so the cars that are not in the wreck don't get fucked up. I totally get that. Okay? My point is, though, you can end a race under caution. Okay? You used to do it in the past. You can do it now. Tighten up your rules so you don't have wrecks at the end. I don't care what you do. Just don't call it overtime because it's not overtime. It's extra laps. Call it extra lap time. Call it more mileage time. Call it extended mileage. Then you can sell more oil. Hey, this extended mileage of the race is brought to you by Pennzoil Extended Mileage. Good enough for our NASCARs, good enough for your piece of shit truck. Boom, done. I just gave you the greatest marketing tool in the world, NASCAR. You're fucking welcome. You bunch of goddamn hillbillies. No, it's stupid again. You all, I don't get it. You stock cars, you all have the same car, and you all can go the same speed, but someone is faster than the other ones. I know drafting, all that. I totally get it. Still fucking boring. Golf's boring, Dutch. No, it's not. You're just wrong about that. Baseball's boring. No, it's not. You're just wrong about that. Other than that, let's get out of here. Give me, man, everybody who's been listening. Oh, man, 5-10 minutes. We'll hop on Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy, and we'll get back into the witch and wizarding world of Hogwarts. And we'll move closer to the House Cup. We will discover more things, and we will save more innocent people from the evils that are dark magic, headed up by Phil, the Dark Magician. But yeah, thanks everybody who watched tonight, listens later in the fact, iTunes, Spotify, all that. Again, fuck Anchor. You guys can do better than that. We've been with you for a while, and just because we're not one of your giant podcasts, because you don't promote shit, even though you claim to, kiss my ass, motherfuckers. Anchor. Pieces of shit. So we might not be with him for much longer. But the podcast is everywhere else. Apple, Spotify, iTunes, which is Apple, Google, YouTube, everywhere you get your podcasts, it's there. Dutch and Denver, find it. Like, subscribe, do your part. I appreciate it. Until next time. Bye.